This is the Novotel Hotel. A very big one. This is where it starts.
Nice quiet time, you know, so somebody woke him up. To see the famous white cliffs of Dover, Dover Castle. You can of course see the cliffs best when you are on the ferry boat, when the ferry leaves, you know. There, just straight ahead of us, is a hovercraft. Can you see it? And look here to the left. This is the harbour, white cliffs of Dover. Oh, once we arrive at the harbour, remember.
Look at the run down here. Pretty straight up and down. Yeah, straight as well.
Everybody
here is the royal palace, and this is where the family lives, in a beautiful fountain there on the right. And there's also a little Chinese pavilion, but it's under repair. One can't see a thing right now. And when you look over to the left, beautiful trees. When they bloom, you know, they have a beautiful blossom, white or pink. Big day. 3 countries, Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, and a lot of things on the way to see and to do.
Don't smoke in the day. Look at that post.
Luxembourg. why they call this area here the lungs of Europe, or the lung of Europe, because of the air which is fairly fresh. A little river here, the Sur. There's something very interesting here coming up on this street. You see all the service stations. On the left-hand side, the service stations, they are Luxembourg. They belong to Luxembourg. And the right-hand side, the houses on the right-hand side, that's Belgium. So that's sort of strange. And very often, well, if there's a lot of traffic and during the summer, people go there to get fuel because it's less expensive on the left-hand side of the street, which is Luxembourg. It's something very, very strange, really. Only place in Europe where we are on the same street. One side is one country, on the other side is the other country. So that was it. There we are in Luxembourg. This is all border crossing here is very E for the Netherlands, for Holland, and Lux for Luxembourg. So the Benelux countries, they have in 1948 formed a custom union in the little Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. And we are heading for the capital. The capital is also called Luxembourg. And this is a completely independent little country. The population of the whole country is very small, just about 350,000 people are living here, of which approximately 1/3 are living in the capital, in Luxembourg itself. And, well, about the industries, we have rather little industries, you can imagine, like for Belgium, the same applies here for Luxembourg. The steel and iron industry is the most important. Right in the middle of town. This is the very center of town. A lot of banks here. So as I said, banking is most important in this country. And in a moment we are going to stop. Just ahead of us you see a big bridge. Down there is the valley of this little river Petrus. And this Petrus really has carved its valley here into the rocks. And this, well, you have time to look down into this valley. And you can imagine in the Middle Ages this was very safe, sitting up here on a high rock. Just in front of us there is the Church of Our Lady. I mean, it's not, nothing is really spectacular in Luxembourg, but rather charming. Look down now, look down, how... And here on the left you see there are some cafes.
Aber in Zukunft, wenn man nochmal da wenn man da, sind alle da, vollzählt,
All around the town, this whole town is really surrounded by this little brook. Now this is of course here the more modern part. Here's the Boulevard de la Pétrus, the boulevard of the little river Pétrus, which is all the way down in the ground on the left. That's a tiny brook. They're not used for anything anymore.
Got enough of us.
I'm sitting at the border.
We don't have you on the border.
we only have you at the airport getting on the plane, waiting for the bus. Oh, they're going to go on the Luxembourg.
Some of the grapes they have picked already, they say this is going to be one of the best wines for many years. They say for maybe the last 100 years, one of the best wines is being produced in this area here. Because the summer was fairly warm, there was a lot of sunshine, and this is of course something which is very important for the grapes. So in Trier you are going to use your German marks. It's very long. So the German marks we use a bit longer, maybe you get a bit familiar with the money. You get approximately for $1 US, and they have pointed arches. They are not round the arches, but pointed arches. Of a market square with some churches around. The cathedral there, one of the oldest cathedrals dating back to the Romanesque period. And there are some sort of Baroque buildings which have been built in the middle of the 17th, beginning of the 1800s. And we are going to stop close to this Porta Nigra.
Gates inside there, bro.
Yeah, we are here at the Moselle. We're going to cross over the river.
Red rock, right over there.
Oh, you're right.
When you look all the way straight ahead, you see a bridge. It's 2,000 years old. Over there, on the right. The oldest bridge across the Moselle, built during the Roman times about 2,000 years ago. Down there, on the right. And this is the Moselle, beautiful river. This is one of the most charming rivers really in Europe, with a lot of wine growers, villages and castles along, and charming towns. Now this is a little island here in the Moselle. So we are... Moselle. When you look to your left, you can see where the Moselle is going into the Rhine. Above there on the hills there is also a fortress. Here on the right hand side, the buildings, this is the army hospital. And the next bridge coming up, this is the bridge across the Moselle River. And then you will see a church also coming up, two towers of a church. This church is also a Romanesque church with the round arches, but you will see that the towers are already fairly high and they point already into the next type of architecture, into the Gothic type of architecture. So here's the bridge across the Moselle. Have a look, the Moselle is coming up in a moment. When you look to your left, you can see where the Moselle is going into the Rhine, just below the fortress on the hill on the left. There comes the Moselle, the same river we saw in Trier. And on the left there, where you see that flag, below the castle there, below the fortress, the river goes into the Rhine. And then there's this big high-rise building, but in a moment you can see this big church coming up, which is still Romanesque, but has already a little bit of the idea of the Gothic, just above the bridge. So the Rhine and the castle, Stolzenfels on the right, halfway up the hill. This castle is a museum on the right. And then very soon here is a castle which really looks like a medieval castle. It will be in a second here, it's just in front of us, then it will be on the right. And this is Lahnstein Castle, Lahnstone. We shall go underneath it. The little town down on the right, look, all the roofs are black. This is, they are using the stone of the area, the slate. And now in a second you can see the well, medieval little towns there as well. So this Lahnstein Castle is a hotel now. Road.
Another one?
It's just for the little cars here. But I mean, you have a real good view there. Look, the blue sky behind, how beautiful.
Straight up here.
While on top of all this beauty, this beautiful Laura, she sang a gorgeous magic tune. And then all the fishermen down in the valley, they didn't watch the water of the Rhine anymore. They just looked up to that beautiful girl. They got all excited. They didn't think about anything else than the girl anymore. And well, their little boats, they just hit the hidden rocks, and these poor fishermen, they all drowned. So this is the rather famous story of Lorelei. And they're going to sing to you a song, or play it on the Rhine. It's Laura's song. It's a very famous song. I don't know. Maybe you know the tune.
How many have I got? 28. Sitting on 16. I got 6 more, and then I have.
Die bauen noch nicht Schiffe.
Komm, leg, lass uns hübsch essen.
Ja. Hindi clean, eh.
She was the river Sarine. The sailors who were passing by on the Rhine were attracted by her voice and her beauty so much that they lost sense of control over the boat, hit the rock, and drowned in the Rhine River. Here at the lowland marshes, the Rhine has halted in this part with a depth of over 25 meters. But you will hear now the famous Lorelei ballad written by Heinrich Heine. On the right side now is the small town, it was a Celtic settlement, 400 BC, and later a Roman military settlement.
Selber. Aber wenn du sowas willst, viereinhalb, 5
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow the curve of the Rhine, you can get a map downstairs near the entry into the 6th on the souvenir shop or on the 2nd floor at the back part of the ship. Also, you can get pictures of all the signature Rhine dogs, handle, film, slides, and other souvenirs of the Rhine Valley.
So this monument is also in Berlin, and this famous air bridge, well, this was a couple of years, some years after the war, when Russia closed all the transit roads to West Berlin, and they actually thought of being able to capture West Berlin for themselves, because West Berlin, and maybe at the same time you can give me these membership certificates. There it says, give this copy to your tour director only. And only this one copy, just wine, as the Italians also like it. And every day he was offered a glass, and well, not only one glass, but several glasses, but every time when he was offered a glass, he said, perché no? Why not? And through the years, then his name became Percheo. And of course, there are a lot of stories about this footprint. Well, I'm always telling you the true stories, of course. And the true story about this footprint, there was a Palatinate elector. He was in his 70s and he decided to marry again. He married a very beautiful young princess in her 20th, early 20th, 21, 22. And, well, this marriage didn't work out very well, because here on the left, it's the first time I see it. I thought it was roadworks. Yeah. Wow. What an invention. So the footprint. these huge doors as well, from the Middle Ages. And up there, 2 knights. And part of the coat of arms of the Palatinate electors. So then we go to the courtyard, and I show you a couple of these facades, and then we go to the terrace, and I show you also where the university is, okay, the old university. Remember what I said, the Renaissance, stressing the horizontal lines. We have all the columns, and half columns especially, and then the triangles above the window. And this is a so-called German-style Renaissance facade, with the knights rather heavier, fighters. And over there, on this side, when you compare the two facades, you will see a difference. The one on your right is much more ruined. It is ruined since the 1600s, since the Palatinate electors have left the building. And over there, on this central building, you see there's a sundial. Can you see it over there? Not working today, I'm afraid. So this is the courtyard, and sometimes in summer they have performances there. They put up a stage just in front of the fountain. They have maybe concerts, or they perform the student prince. You know the student prince? Operetta. Well, it's like much better in the States, I guess, than in Europe. But well,
any horse stables around where they certainly use horses?
they used horses.
Over
The old part of the university.
I can do this with this camera, what he's doing next to you. Like this? Yeah, keep going. Put them all together.
Oh, yeah, that's a picture.
They have, by the way, all along this river Neckar, they have built 21 of these steps there, so that the barges can go up the river. Otherwise, it wouldn't be deep enough. And just here behind the houses, there is a lock. The barges will come there. They are being locked up and then taken.
Right down there, I guess.
babbling brook.
Look at this one. It's over 500 years old, I think.
Why does that?
I just want the address of someone who's going to bake it.
Oh, you're smart.
Thank you.
We are going on. We have entered the Black Forest at the western edge and we are sort of going southeast, towards the southeast. And later on we are getting out of the Black Forest.
Right behind us is a little village at the end.
Stay off when you get home. You get
One of those up, huh?
You have to run a hair.
Trunk lunch.